somebody made me a fat offer on this car. And honestly, I just don't know whether I should sell it. Some people think, take the money. That's good money right there, especially such a fat offer. Don't let that go by. And other people say, once it's gone, I'll regret it forever. So today, I'm gonna tell you a little more about the story behind this 1968 Camaro and why this decision is way harder than people think. If you're new here, this is Girl Garage. Muscle cars, stories, tools, side hustles, and Gen X adventures. This car isn't just another classic car to me, it's part of my midlife story. This is a real RSSS Camaro with a 396 factory big block. Muncie 4-speed, rock crusher, 12-bolt rear end, gear set to 488 so I can race the quarter mile anytime I need to. Can't take it on the freeway, but I can race the quarter mile. It's a pretty awesome machine. It's still wearing its original paint with all its patina. People at car shows constantly tell me, don't do anything to it, don't repaint it. It's only original once. And they kind of like that original, authentic patina. The interior's in really good shape, and I think the car runs incredibly strong. It's got dual carbs and just a lot of personality. It's a California car that's been mostly garaged, and there's basically no rust except for the rust in the paint. She's really not an over-restored trailer queen, but she definitely makes me feel alive. I'm emotionally attached to this car. It reminds me every day of Calvin. I've had a lot of fun cleaning this car up and just keeping it on the road, trying not to break it. I've just had a lot of fun. But then one day at the Pomona car swap meet and car show, a gentleman made me an offer on this car. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't expecting it. He said he'd give me close to what the Hagerty valuation is. And that's a little high right now, or at least it was when I checked it last. It was quite surprising. This wasn't just some random guy trying to flip the car. He has a little restoration shop and he's done some beautiful cars. I've seen his pictures. And he built a little museum for some of his favorite projects. He says he wants the Camaro to put in his little museum. He regrets getting rid of one a long time ago that was in all of its original condition. So I think to myself, wow, what a great opportunity for this car just to be loved and seen in a little museum. That would be a great life for this car. Then a couple months later, when I went to the next show, another guy said that he'd like to throw his hat in the ring as well to have an opportunity to buy the Camaro. You know, it just makes me nervous. I hadn't expected to maybe sell the Camaro. I'm not really sure that I want to get rid of it. I thought that I would just keep it until I can't clutch it anymore. And I've joked with friends about that, and they've said, hey, when you can't clutch it anymore, put an automatic transmission in it. Well, who wants the factory big block with an automatic transmission? This car is meant to be a 4-speed. I guess I could change out the clutch to something that's a little smoother. There's stuff I can do so that I can keep driving it. But this is where things begin to get complicated. Underneath all this storage is the love of my life. This is a 1957 Mercury Monterey, totally undesirable. Nobody wants this car, but it was my grandmother's. And ultimately, this is the car that I want to pimp out. We're gonna uncover this car and see if it's still beautiful. Okay, there's nothing heavy stored on this car, just things that are a pain in the ass that I haven't found a better place for. Hey, look at that, looking better already. Tow strap so I could pull this thing out. I am worried that there's gonna be some critters in here. So if anything jumps out at me, I'm gonna scream. What do we have going on here? We have a beautiful window that I'm grateful every day that the windows aren't broken. What do you think? I just love it, but I may be the only person who does. All right, we're gonna see how this old Y block is doing. I'm sort of afraid to put my fingers in there. So this is the original engine. My grandfather worked on it, kept all the maintenance up for my grandmother. And this car was actually willed to my brother, and Calvin took possession of it, I want to say in 2001 or 2000 when my grandmother stopped driving. And I think around 2008, he called me and told me that he didn't have room for this car. And if I wanted it, I had to come tomorrow morning and he would give me the pink slip. So I did what any sister would do. I showed up at 9 a.m. Sunday morning with a 12-pack of beer, and he gave me the pink slip. He told me that the carburetor needed to be rebuilt and that it ran hot, but it runs. And I actually drove this thing home. This was my first experience with working on a car. I love the way an old car smells. See that Kleenex box? That was my grandmother's. That was her little angel. The interior, you know, there's only one split right over there. My grandfather worked for Philco Ford that had an office at Vandenberg Air Force Base. So he ordered parts. He kept all the parts he needed for his cars, and he only bought Fords. This is my shelf of things that came with the Mercury. The trunk was full of parts. So I have the glass bulb, fuel pumps. I've got the original gauges. I have little windshield wiper motors, any of those changeable parts. I have transmission kits because my grandfather just rebuilt the transmission and took care of the seals himself. And this thing leaks every seal you could possibly imagine. So I've done minimal work. I rebuilt the carburetor when I got the car in 2008. It was running hot, so my process of elimination, you know, new thermostat, I did that. Took the radiator out and had it record, thinking it might be that. None of that actually helped. I still overheat if I'm in a car line. I think that was the last time I took it to the Pomona car show. When I moved to this property, we had some issue. I couldn't get it to go into gear. Thought I had a transmission problem. That little monster right there, this is a Merc-O-Matic. I thought I was having cable issues with the Merc-O-Matic, and I thought it was transmission issues. Ended up being a cable. Everything on this car needs work. There's certainly enough room up here. I could take this wide block out, maybe put a small block in it. I know it's possible. People do it all the time. I don't know if I have the expertise to do that. So this is where you guys come in. I need all your love, all your support to let me know whether or not we think I can restore, or let's just say mostly restore this car on my own. I know how to clean it up and take care of it, just haven't touched it. I haven't touched it since I got the Camaro. I knew I was getting the Camaro, so I had this back garage built with the intention of pushing this Mercury back into this back garage, keeping the Camaro up front, and that way I could work on the Camaro. And once the Camaro is all stabilized, I would trade positions. I'd put the Camaro back here, take the Mercury up front where I can work on it. But I'm afraid if I do that, I might get this Mercury all apart in my garage and not be able to get the Camaro out. That's my worry or my dilemma. I don't know how to do that. So I had this little shed garage thing built, had that hole put in the back of my garage so I could drive the car through. Silly, but it worked. I have created some workable space. We've cleaned it around the car. There was so much stuff in here. Blew the car off a little bit, and now I can just think about my next move. This car means a lot to me as well, but restoring it the way that I would like to would cost me an absolute fortune, and that's a fortune that I just don't have. So the thought of, you know, maybe getting some cash for the Camaro and maybe restoring this car, it's very enticing. I've talked to a couple of different shop owners, and gosh, I'm looking at $125,000 to $150,000 just for a basic restoration, and that's nothing too fancy. So I started thinking, what if I could get some cash for the Camaro, enough to do a restoration on this if I'm very careful about who does what, and do all the price checking, and then really checking to see what I can handle doing myself. And I would finally have the Mercury that I've always dreamed about. Since I've had this longer, this is where my heart lies, is with this silly car. I guess that's the part that people don't really see, is that it's not about flipping the Camaro for the cash. It's complicated because I want this Mercury done. So it's making me all nervous even entertaining the thought of selling the Camaro, having a nest egg to do this Mercury. It's really about choosing between sort of two dreams, the muscle car dream and the classic car dream. The truth is, I know I would miss the Camaro. And once your car is gone, it is gone forever. I would miss all the sounds it makes. I would miss every drive I've taken in it. And I would miss all the excitement that it drums up in other people. Cars carry big memories. They really do become these major chapters in your life. I get it. So here's my question for you. Would you sell it? Would you take the money and just build your dream car? Or would you keep the Camaro no matter what? Drop your opinion in the comments, because honestly, I still haven't figured out what the heck I'm gonna do. And if you're into muscle cars, garage life, Gen X adventures, side hustles, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It would really help us out. I've got a lot more stories coming.